Imagine waking up to the news that one of the world's largest superpowers has launched an invasion. No, this isn't a Hollywood blockbuster, and no, I didn't remind you about February 2022. It's a real and looming possibility. China and Taiwan, two nations separated by just 100 miles of water, but an ocean of political tension. The question on everyone's mind: will China invade Taiwan? This isn't just speculation. According to the US Department of Defense, China has been ramping up its military presence around Taiwan with a 6.8% increase in defense spending last year alone. But what are the factors that could push this volatile situation into full-scale conflict? And just how likely is an invasion? Stay with us as we dive deep into the heart of this geopolitical powder keg, exploring the historical tensions, current military capabilities, and the international stakes at play. But before we continue, and I ask you to subscribe and hit a thumbs up not to miss our next videos, write in the comments: do you believe that a military conflict between China and Taiwan will happen in the near future? To understand the tensions between China and Taiwan, we need to go back in time. In 1949, after the Chinese Civil War, the defeated nationalist forces flew to Taiwan, while the victorious communists established the People's Republic of China. Since then, China has claimed Taiwan as part of its territory, but Taiwan operates as a separate government with its own leaders, laws, and economy. Here is where it gets complicated. Enter the One China policy. This policy is Beijing's way of asserting that there is only one China and Taiwan is part of it. Most countries, including the United States, officially recognize this policy, but they also maintain unofficial ties with Taiwan. Fast forward to recent years, and the tensions has only grown. In November, President Biden and China's President Xi Jinping held a crucial summit where Taiwan was a key topic. Biden reaffirmed support for Taiwan, while Xi warned against crossing the red line. Just a few weeks later, an APEC meeting brought the issue to the forefront again. Taiwan's President Tsai Ing-wen pushed for stronger international support, while China reiterated its stance on unification. These high-stakes diplomatic moves reflect a larger trend. China's military activities near Taiwan have surged, with nearly 1,000 incursions into Taiwan's air defense zone in 2023 alone. So what does this all mean? It means that the historic feud is very much alive today, and the world is watching closely. Now that we understand the historic and current tensions between China and Taiwan, let's dive into the reasons why an imminent invasion is unlikely. Despite the heated rhetoric, there are significant factors working against such a drastic move. First, let's talk diplomacy. During the recent Biden-Xi summit, both leaders reaffirmed their commitment to a peaceful resolution. President Xi emphasized the importance of stability, while President Biden reiterated support for Taiwan, but also stressed the need for diplomacy. This summit wasn't just for show, it marked a renewal of military-to-military contacts aimed at reducing misunderstandings and preventing accidental escalations. These efforts are crucial in maintaining the status quo and avoiding conflict. Next, let's look at Taiwan's defensive capabilities. Over the past few years, the US has significantly increased arms sales to Taiwan. In 2022 alone, the US approved over $14 billion in military aid, providing advanced weaponry and training. Under President Tsai Ing-wen, Taiwan has also ramped up its own defense initiatives. They've developed advanced attack submarines and supersonic cruise missiles, designed to deter any potential invasion. These efforts signal that Taiwan is prepared to defend itself. But it's not just about military might. China is facing significant domestic challenges that could deter it from initiating a conflict. Economic growth has slowed, with GDP growth dropping to its lowest in decades. High youth unemployment nearing 20% and public protests are also pressing issues. China's leadership is heavily focused on maintaining domestic stability. An invasion of Taiwan could exacerbate these issues, leading to greater unrest at home. For President Xi, balancing internal stability and external ambitions is a delicate act. So, while the rhetoric may be intense, the reality is that both diplomatic efforts and internal challenges play a significant role in preventing an imminent invasion. The world is watching, and for now, it seems that the balance of power and caution is holding steady. Even if China were to consider an invasion of Taiwan, the challenges are immense. Let's start with the military and logistic hurdles. Amphibious invasions are among the most complex and dangerous military operations. Think back to D-Day during World War II. Over 156,000 Allied troops stormed the beaches of Normandy, facing fierce resistance. Now imagine a similar scenario, but across the 110-mile-wide Taiwan Strait. The Taiwan Strait is notorious for its treacherous weather and rough seas, which can disrupt any invasion plans. Typhoon season runs from June to October, adding another layer of unpredictability. Taiwan's geography adds to the challenge. The island's rugged mountainous terrain and limited viable landing sites make it a fortress. Taiwan has fortified these areas with sophisticated defenses, ready to repel any amphibious assaults. But military might is only part of the story. Let's consider the international repercussions. The UN and Japan have repeatedly stated their commitment to Taiwan's defense. In 2023, the US conducted over 20 joint military exercises with Taiwan, showcasing their readiness to intervene. Japan, too, has increased its military presence in the region, signaling its willingness to support Taiwan. Economic sanctions would be swift and severe. If China were to invade, it would face crippling sanctions from the US, the EU and other global powers. Sanctions could target key sectors like technology and finance, cutting China off from vital components and markets. China's economy heavily depends on international trade. In 2022, China's exports accounted for 19.7% of its GDP, with major trading partners being the US and the EU. An invasion could disrupt these relationships, leading to a significant economic downturn. Diplomatically, China would face isolation. The global backlash could undermine China's long-term strategic goals, such as Belt and Road Initiative. Losing international trust and cooperation would be a substantial blow. In summary, the obstacles to a potential invasion of Taiwan are formidable, from military logistics and geographic challenges to international repercussions and economic sanctions. The cost of such an action would be extraordinarily high. For now, these deterrents help maintain a precarious peace in the region. When it comes to future of China-Taiwan relations, predictions are all over the map, with scenarios stretching from 2027 to 2050. Let's explore these speculative scenarios and hear what the experts have to say. Some experts warn that 2027 could be a pivotal year. This speculation is fueled by the modernization of China's military and its goal to achieve a world-class force by 2027. However, not everyone agrees that an invasion is imminent. Many analysts believe an invasion in the near future is unlikely. According to a 2023 report by the RAND Corporation, the logistical and political costs are still too high. As one expert put it, China's military might be growing, but the risk of full-scale invasion are staggering. Let's consider the diversionary war theory, which suggests that leaders might engage in internal conflict to divert attention from domestic issues. Despite China's economic slowdown, with GDP growth dipping to 3.2% in 2023 and youth unemployment hitting a record 19%, Xi Jinping has shown a cautious approach. He is known for his strategic patience. His focus has been on internal consolidation and strengthening China's global position through initiatives like the Belt and Road. He appears to prefer achieving reunification with Taiwan through economic and political pressure rather than military force. Looking further ahead, some experts argue that an invasion might not happen until 2050 or beyond, if at all. They cite the increasing global interconnectedness and China's growing integration into the world economy. In conclusion, while the speculation continues, most experts agree that the costs and risks of the invasion remain prohibitively high in the near term. Xi Jinping's caution approach, coupled with China's economic and political strategies, suggests that for now the focus will likely remain on peaceful pressure rather than outright conflict. Our journey through the complexities of the China-Taiwan relationship reveals a landscape defined by diplomatic intricacies, formidable defense strategies, and substantial challenges. Despite this, we draw our discussion to a close. A brief summary is warranted, with Taiwan bolstering its defenses, the United States reaffirming unwavering support, and China navigating internal challenges. The notion of an imminent invasion appears as remote as ever. Yet amid these circumstances, the imperative of unwavering vigilance and strategic foresight cannot be overstated. The pursuit of peace in the Taiwan Strait demands a resolute commitment to remain vigilant. Hence, let us intensify our efforts, deepen our dialogues, and chart a course toward a more stable trajectory. Collaboration and perseverance stand as our guiding principles in this endeavor. By fostering cooperation and maintaining steadfast resolve, we can navigate the complexities of the Taiwan Strait with confidence, ensuring a future defined by peace and stability for all stakeholders involved. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe not to miss our next videos. Also write in the comments your own opinion about relationships between China and Taiwan. Do you believe that a military conflict will happen in the near future? See you very soon!